In this episode, we're on the run in Mammoth Lakes, California with marathon icon Meb Keflezighi. Then we'll be back in the studio to chat about the World Marathon Majors with Joe Battaglia. After that, it's on to Portland, the Bronx, and points beyond. All in this episode of On the Run. Welcome to the National Track and Field Hall of Fame at the Armory in New York City. We are on the run, and I'm your host, Karla Bruning. This week, we start at 10,000 feet in Mammoth Lakes, California, to chat with a man who always silences his doubters, the enduring Meb Keflezighi.
My name is Meb Keflezighi. I am the 2009 ING New York City Marathon champion and the 2004 Olympic silver medal in the marathon and 2012 Olympic trial champion. We're in Mammoth Lakes, California, going up Old Mammoth Road toward the lake basin, but it's a tough climb, but beautiful scenery, and we're going to drive up to about a little over 9,000 feet. I feel blessed to have the opportunity to live in Mammoth. Eventually I moved here permanently in Mammoth Lakes, which is a beautiful place to train and beautiful place to live. I was born in Eritrea, which is a small country in East Africa. We came to the United States on October 21st, 1987. We landed in beautiful San Diego, and we didn't speak English. We didn't have anything with us but the clothes on our back. I got to run in a physical education class in 7th grade. Basically, the PE teacher said, if you want to get an A, you make sure you run hard, don't goof around. Like my parents, I just wanted to get an A in anything that I do, so I ran as hard as I can. The results was I ran 5 minutes and 20 seconds, and he immediately called the high school coach and says, we have an Olympian here, and that's how my God-given talent of running was discovered. In my book, Run to Overcome, I discuss a lot of the details, how people have doubts in me, and they didn't see me that day in, day out work what I do. But for me, in 2004, I was, second place at the Olympics, and then 70 days later, I ran the ING New York City Marathon and finished second. And unfortunately, 2006, I had food poisoning and finished 20th. That's maybe where they got the idea, oh, he's done, or he's not gonna be good anymore. And everything went down the hill, so a lot of people wrote me off. I obviously overcame that and won the New York City Marathon on a personal best, and I just kept moving forward and doing the right thing. If you do the right thing, there'll be a big payoff eventually. People can have their mindset or whatever, people are entitled to their opinion, but you know what, if you bet against me, I'm going to prove you wrong, and that's been my mentality, and that's been what my life has been to run to overcome. We're at the Mammoth Creek here, and that's my rock right there. Everybody knows that I have to sit there, and so I'm going to go in the creek, just do like ice bath, so we just pounded my body for 18.5 miles, so to keep the inflammation down and also to help him recover faster. እግዚአብሔር ምስጋና ይሁን ሁሉ ጊዜ, which means let God be with us at all times.
Meb is probably one of the most unique individuals in the whole world. I mean, he is hardworking, he's a great father, great husband, very devoted to what he does. I've never known anyone who works as hard as he does. And just a great human being all around. I think what having children and a family has done for him is it allows him to relax a little bit. And I definitely think it added that human being part. We think he ate, breathed, and talked running and lived running, whereas now with kids he's much more balanced. We are so blessed to be able to do what we do. It's a team effort. I couldn't have asked for a better life.
Many people consider our life as the American dream because our life started with zero and we have done something great. All of us, my brothers and sisters, when we came to the United States, we didn't speak the language. We didn't have anything, and we didn't have money. We just had the clothes on our back. But my parents always encouraged us to do the best we can, and the key to life was education. So we took that seriously, and I get a little notoriety because of my athletics. But we try to be good citizens and trying to maximize our God-given talent. When the gun goes off, it's just me and the 26.2 journey. And my goal for New York 2012 is to win it. Nobody can stop me in that. So the mental toughness does come to play, and I prove a lot of people wrong over the years.
Just like Meb Keflezighi, our next athlete is a fighter who's overcoming major obstacles in his life to chase his dreams.
The thing that scares me the most is to see if I could live until this day. My name is Travis Moret, and I'm from the Bronx, and I live in a shelter, and you will have no private space. A whole lot of people always asking me what I'm going to do, and what they always keep on judging me about is that I will never be nobody. I think that they're wrong, and I can prove it.
We are currently in the Soundview area of the Bronx, which is one of the poorest districts in the nation. We have issues that range from parents in jail, drug issues, shelters, anything that you would not want to happen, these kids have gone through. Travis came into as a sixth grader in September. And the second he found out that there was a running program, and I was the coach, he came up to me and told me his fastest mile. And I said, "Who are you?"
My best mile time is 4 minutes and 50 seconds.
We made him understand that his living conditions have nothing to do with the expectation that we have of him with respect to his grades, with respect to what he must do as a scholar on a consistent basis, and the commitment that he has to have to our running program. Again, this will not happen, and all this is going to be for nothing if you are not making sure you are passing your classes. You cannot move on unless this is exactly what you're doing. All right?
All right.
Good day.
All right.
Have a good day.
What shape did they mention the parallelogram looks like? Diamond. Diamond.
I think we're starting to see how running and all the ideals that come from this process of being a better runner are starting to translate into his academics. And what is mind-boggling to me is he's just a sixth grader.
16, 17, 18, 19, Before we start, we're gonna do the mile.
And I know this running program has helped to foster that ability that he has.
Travis, come on, come on, come on! Come on, Travis, come on, come on, come on!
Running track is a good thing, and if you help other people and get their act straight and get off the streets, you'll be a good person.
Travis running is going to better his life. This is what he wants. It's his dream. And like I tell him all the time, you never let no one take that away from you.
Running has given him this understanding that this may be a way to be extremely successful in life.
People say that I would never make it out of the Bronx because it's a danger environment, but I say not. Running maybe my ticket out because I could make a new life and it could get me places where I want to go. I would like to run in high school and college. I would like to keep on running for the rest of my life.
And now we're off to Portland, Oregon, where a group of women have discovered that running is a girls' night out.
Portland is an awesome, livable city. A lot of great places to run in Portland. The state has a rich history of running and a lot of good athletes. My name is Nikki Raffi, and I'm the coach of Team Athena. Team Athena is an all-women's, all-abilities running team here in the Portland area. And all the ladies that come here could be anywhere from elite athletes wanting to go for Olympic trials qualifications to just your average mom wanting to get out and run and get into the sport.
My name's Laura Devine, and I'm the Team Athena club president. Team Athena has been in existence for about 7 years. It's really special to have an all-women's running club. We're learning all kinds of things from each other. Many of the women in our group have competed collegiately. Some are new runners that didn't start until they were in their 40s. Some are just hoping to finish a 5K. So we just get excited, pull from each other's energy. Team Athena has this interesting dynamic. Everyone becomes friends, but there's also this intense support.
As women, whether we are having professions and careers and work in the corporate world, or you're a mother or a wife or a partner or in a family, we do a lot. I have a little joke that I tell my athletes here is that they just want to run away. Tuesday nights is the day to get away from their family and their children and have a little of a break. But all kidding aside, I think it's a time that you can take for yourself. It's like a me time. You can go get a manicure or pedicure or get your hair done, but I think this is a good athletic personal time. So it could be relaxing and get you back out there to do something personally for yourself.
Joining us once again is Joe Battaglia, an NBC Olympics track and field producer. Today, we are talking the World Marathon Majors. It's a 2-year racing series that includes the New York, Chicago, Boston, London, and Berlin marathons. It has a $1 million prize purse split between the top male and female runners. Thanks for joining us, Joe.
Thanks for having me back, Karla.
The World Marathon Majors. It's a big topic. When the organization started out in 2006, they had 3 goals: to raise awareness of professional athletes, to attract the interest of running fans more in elite racing, and to advance the sport as a whole. Do you think it's been successful?
I think on 2 of the 3 points, it has not been successful. I think what it has done successfully, it's the prize money. $500,000 is a significant purse. Particularly for the East African runners that are so dominating the marathon right now. That's a life-changing, sum of money, to bring back to that continent. So in those terms, I think it has been successful. I'm not sure whether it has raised any more awareness of elite athletes. I'm not sure whether it's increased any interest in elite racing. I think the races themselves do a pretty good job of promoting the elite athletes that they do have.
Do you think, and I definitely get this sense amongst runners that I talk to, that the World Marathon Majors has sort of given an extra cachet to the races that are part of it?
Well, in the sense that now people are recognizing this collective group of 5 races as majors, yeah.
Certainly it's put Berlin on the international radar.
Yep.
More than it was before.
What has helped Berlin more, the World Marathon Majors or Haile Gebrselassie breaking world records on their course? I think that could go either way. I think where it becomes confusing is the 2-year scoring cycle. There have been examples. For one, a few years ago when Sammy Wanjiro has a great season, wins World Marathon Majors, carries all those points into the next season to the point where he was able to absorb a DNF in London. And really didn't need to win Chicago. He ended up winning Chicago, but didn't need that type of performance to win the jackpot a second year. We've seen that a few times, not just with Sammy Wanjiro. We've seen it on the women's side with Irina Mikhaitenko. We've seen it with Lilia Shibukova. I think it starts to get a little complicated there.
What would you do differently? How would you change the series?
Maybe I think the prize money maybe shouldn't be split to just 2 runners. I think maybe you need a runner-up prize. There's really no incentive out there right now for finishing second in the World Marathon Majors. I also think there's really no guideline right now as to how many times you can run a particular race within the 2-year cycle. So, for example, if you have someone who is great on a flat course, they have every incentive to run Berlin twice or Chicago twice. There's no incentive for that runner to now have to run on a hilly course in New York or Boston. I think there needs to be a limit.
Do you think that the majors have been, and especially this giant prize purse,
Right.
have been responsible for younger and younger runners coming to the marathon instead of going through the track and field system the way it's traditionally been done?
Definitely. I think it's, right now, it's the biggest purse available in marathoning. So what you're seeing now is the athletes bypassing that track transition that you talked about and jumping right into marathoning, because frankly that's where the money is.
I, for one, am very excited to see what the World Marathon Majors is going to look like 10 years from now.
Same here.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
In this week's On the Run training tips, we're once again joined by two-time Olympians, Pascal Daubert and Matt Tegenkamp, who will share with us some insider training tips from the Oregon Track Club.
My name is Pascal Daubert, and I am the strength coach and assistant track coach with the Oregon Track Club in Portland.
I'm an Oregon Track Club athlete, Matthew Tegenkamp.
Another exercise we do quite a lot of involve a med ball. So I'll take Matt through and show you some of these exercises that you can do with the med ball that are really great for your core, very functional, and really apply to being strong in movement. Okay, the first one I'll show you is just a simple med ball toss. Bring the med ball out to the side, stay nice and tall, and just toss it to your partner's opposite hip. If you don't have a partner, you can always throw the med ball against the brick wall, and that is just as effective as having a partner, okay? And then a small variation of that, we're gonna stand back to back, and we're just gonna add a little bit, you can get a little bit more rotation this way. And then to increase the intensity of that exercise a little bit, you can stand a little bit further apart and go straight on. And we'll switch sides. It's the same pass, but we're gonna add a little jump to it, okay? So you have the ball out to the side here, one leg, and as you hop, you toss the ball. Nice workout, buddy.
Solid.
We'd like to thank all of the athletes in this week's episode for sharing a little bit of their lives with us. Be sure to tune in next Wednesday night at 8 p.m. for more inspirational stories, training tips, and more. You can also watch all of these segments online at nyrr.org. From the Armory, I'm Karla Bruning, and we'll see you on the run.